I've been reading studies on neuroimaging when it comes to people with sexual compulsive disorder. Doesn't exist in my opinion. And pretty much people who watch a lot of porn show in these studies, right, that the part of their brain associated with pleasure, subjective, lights up more. Now that doesn't mean you like get more pleasure from the porn itself. There's no studies which show that it's the porn that's causing the pleasure and not your own mind, right? And I wanted to look at this example of workaholics, right? Everyone works. Why does everyone work? Because we all need money to survive and to like provide for ourselves. So everyone works. So why are some people workaholics? Is there a workaholic gene? Or is it that they believe that doing the work and getting money or working towards something is their happiest option? I'm of the opinion, right, that your beliefs massively determine your behavior and what you find pleasurable. If you believe that working really hard is the happiest option for you, look at Alex Hormozy, right? The guy works 12 hours a day. And you look at that, and people always make the comment. People always make the comment to Alex Hormozy, right? Why do you work 12 hours a day? You've already got $100 million. You've got $100 million. Why do you need to work? Like, just why don't you just sit down on a beach and drink pina coladas? They said the same thing to Elon Musk when he quit, when he sold fucking PayPal, right? He got a massive check of like 300 mil or something crazy, maybe 160 mil, stupid amount of money. And this interviewer came up to him and was like, "So, Mr. Musk, now that you've got all of this money, like, what are you going to do now? Like, why don't you just go on a beach and just relax?" And this clip, and Elon Musk is like, in his autistic voice, he's like, that would actually be quite miserable. That's how he fucking, he does that like head nod. He's like, that would actually be really miserable for me, and I'd rather start a new company. Because she was questioning, why are you starting a new company? You've already got 160 mil. He wants to do it, right? He wants to fucking do it. He wants to change the world. He's got this fucking plan of like, I'm going to buy a rocket, I'm going to make SpaceX, I'm going to make Tesla. And look at him now, he's a massively successful, right? But that's not the point. The point is, right, that some people cannot fathom how working so hard anyone could derive pleasure from that in the same or like happiness from that in the same way that I can't fathom how like some girls cut themselves when they're feeling like they see like cutting themselves as like a release, right? Could you imagine getting pleasure from cutting yourself? I would hate to cut myself. That would hurt and that would damage my body and I'd have these scars all over my body. Could you imagine getting pleasure from vomiting or a sense of satisfaction from vomiting? People who've got bulimia or anorexia. Could you imagine getting happiness from working 12 hours a day? I can I can understand that because I've been in spots where I've been doing that and I feel fucking amazing. But that's me. You tell someone else to work 12 hours a day, they'll be like, fuck you. I want to just chill out and drink beer. If you told me, would you want to chill out and drink beer all day? I'd be like, fuck no, I wouldn't enjoy it. Do you see how subjective all of this is? And people who talk about subjectivity, they'll talk about, oh, it's subjective because of the genes or the people are just wired that way. Bullshit. Our desires change throughout our lives. When I was younger, I loved watching Tom and Jerry. I loved playing like Mario. If you give me a Nintendo DS now with Super Mario Bros. On it, you will not catch me there playing it all day. If you did the same thing to me when I was 12, I'd play it all day. All fucking day. And then when my battery on my DS would get low, I'd plug it into the wall and I'd still just keep playing it. I'd play RuneScape all day. Would you catch me playing RuneScape now? Would I know? Did I suddenly lose the RuneScape gene? What happened to the RuneScape gene? What happened to my brain being wired that way? Did that go? No, I got older. I changed my fucking mind. I started to believe new shit. I started to believe that actually productivity and different things would make me happier. Right? Do you see how it changes throughout your life? Like, when I was like 21, I did a lot of cold approach pickup, right? Cold approached a fuckload of girls in the day. It was brutal. It was amazing. Had the best time. If you told me to do that when I was 16, I'd have a fucking anxiety attack and I'd probably go in my room and just start questioning myself for days. It's all about your beliefs, man. That's what determines the pleasure. That's what determines the happiness. If you believe that you need porn to have a great life, it's the same thing as like Alex Hormozy thinking I need to work to have a great life. It's the same. It's the same idea at the core of like, let me like. Do you get what I mean? It's the same thing. It's not. It's not gene related. How could it be gene related? There. Like I used to like green Skittles. When I was age 16, I used to get the green sour Skittles. I'd bang them out like all the time. And Starburst, the fruity ones, I'd bang them out all the time. And Lucozade, bang it out all the time. Now you wouldn't catch me dead eating that green sugary shit. You wouldn't catch me dead eating that shit. I'd have one and I'd be like, this is fucking disgusting. My beliefs have massively perturbed my reality. Massively. Massively. And if you think you can't do that when it comes to porn, that's because you're living in that reality. You're a fish in water. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can make the mistake of believing that porn is objectively pleasurable, in the same way that when you're younger, you can make the mistake of thinking that sour Skittles are objectively pleasurable. Have you ever recommended a TV show to someone and you're like, dude, or like a movie, like, dude, you need to watch this movie, and maybe you watch it with them, and as you're watching it with them, they're just like, or you recommend a song to someone, and you like when you put the song, and you're like, oh, I really like this song, and then they're just like, it's the same song. Shouldn't it affect you the same? No, because your enjoyment is massively affected by your beliefs. People have different tastes in music. You don't say like taste in music or taste in food, for goodness sake. I hate strawberries. I think I'm allergic to strawberries, though, so that's different. But you get my point. Food preference, music preference, even porn preference when it comes to genres, right? But for some reason we think that porn as a whole is pleasurable. As a whole. Is it fuck? Why would it be? If sugar isn't objectively pleasurable, which it isn't, right? If like, do you get what I mean? Like, would you just eat sugar, glucose straight out of the thing? Would you get like sugar, like raw sugar, and just start eating that? No. You'd be like, what the fuck? You wouldn't do it. Fruit, not objectively pleasurable. Different people like different fruits. The pleasure thing is a lot more subjective than we think. And if you think that porn is objectively pleasurable, chances are it's not. Porn isn't objectively pleasurable. You just believe that it is because it is for you in your world. But your world can change, and the way your world can change, the way your reality can change, is by you changing your beliefs, right? If I no longer believe that playing Super Mario Bros. Or playing, I used to believe, like, I don't believe that playing RuneScape all day is going to make me happy, so I don't do it. I'm not motivated towards it. And if I do play RuneScape, I'm like, this is dumb. I'm clicking all these buttons. What's the point? Bit of a rant, but there we go. If you want to learn more about this shit, read the Freedom Model. Link in the description. You get it for free. There's a free code, and after you've read the Freedom Model, get in touch with me on Telegram. Just message me for free. I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm just going to help people for free for now, for a limited amount of time. And we'll go through all of your beliefs and debunk them, and basically get you to a point where you're in this reality where you no longer view porn as the most pleasurable thing on earth. And in fact, you can view it in the same way that you viewed your old childhood cartoons. Little gimmick that you did in the past. But now, moved on. Don't really fancy it anymore. Yeah? Cool.